I'm very excited to have on the Epic Entrepreneurs podcast two epic entrepreneurs. And I have Kristen and I have Eric. And you guys are the owners of Jackwin Legal. And that's your last name too, Jackwin, right? Let's start with the top 3 things that you did that made you successful in business. And how can others follow in your footsteps?
So I would say that the top 3 things that I did, first and foremost, is taking the leap to be a business owner. That's a really hard decision to make. I worked with my father for almost a decade. So for me, making that jump was definitely a difficult decision. And it was ultimately for the best. I get to work with my incredible husband every day. So I think step number 1 is just making the leap. Being able to invest in yourself, being confident in yourself. I think that's really important when you're running a business, because it's scary. It's definitely scary. You're not getting the steady paycheck anymore. And I did very well working with my father, so sometimes I do miss that. But yeah, I think step 1 is definitely taking the leap. Step 2 is having the right who's. And we are very blessed right now that we have a very strong team of people who are fully aligned with our vision, with our mission, with our culture. So I practice criminal defense, and at Jackwin Legal, we only want people who genuinely care about the well-being of the clients. They're not with us because of money. They're not with us, just as a resume booster until they get to the next job. They're with us because they genuinely care. So our team has to be comprised of those types of people. We call it compassionate advocacy, where you hold the client's hand throughout a very difficult process. But when you got to go to war and you got to litigate, you go to war. So having the right who's is definitely essential. And it's taken me, and I would say that the third one, it's taken me about a decade to build a strong name and reputation, to be able to build trust amongst my colleagues in the community, where I'm able to consistently get business from other attorneys that don't specialize in what I do. So that took a lot of blood, sweat, and tears, but mostly tears on my end, not Eric's, to build that reputation and to be the go-to female criminal defense attorney. So I think those are the 3 things that have definitely helped me be successful in business. I love networking. If I could just hang out with people all day, that's what I would do. My husband is very different, and that's why we work very well together.
I think that being aligned, truly sharing that vision and mission. Now, I'm not even just talking about business or strictly business. I'm talking even in the personal life. Our growth journey has really helped us to become the people who we are today. It's helped us, not just chasing money, we are chasing the vision together. And we're so aligned, and, that's one of the biggest key components is staying truly aligned with each other. We're checking in on everything from health to mental health, fitness to our books, our records, things like that. So that, everything, it's just not just solely business. And that has been a key driver for us, because, we're pushing each other on a day-to-day basis on, hey, I've just read this great article. This is something on leadership, or, just masterminding over some books that we've read. And, we run a company that is masterminding for lawyers, by lawyers. So we understand this grind, and we're able to come up with ideas, at the kitchen table. These could be potentially multi-million-dollar ideas that, we get to share on a constant basis, which is fantastic, because I wouldn't do it with anybody else. So
Back to the beginning, you talked a little bit about working for your dad, Kristen, but what made you decide to get into business, and why this particular business?
So my dad's actually a very big inspiration in me going into criminal defense. In law school, those were really the only classes that I actually enjoyed. So my first year, I really didn't like any of the classes that I was taking. You're taking tort law, civil procedure, property law, and none of those appealed to me. And so when I took evidence, that was when I was like, wow, finally I understand why I'm here, other than my dad giving me the little push, to go to law school. But he's definitely a very big inspiration. And the coursework, criminal procedure evidence, that's when I felt inspired and motivated and excited. And for me, it's always been about helping people, helping the little guy and helping people throughout very difficult situations. So criminal is very different every single day. There's really no 2 days that are exactly alike. Now, I could think that I have a slow day and then I'm in court this afternoon, or, I have to be in court on the weekend. So it's always exciting. It's ever changing, and I really love my clients. I treat them as if they are family. So my dad is definitely a big inspiration, because I think if he had been practicing a different area, I probably would have just done whatever he did. But he and I have very similar personalities, so I think that's why we both do well with criminal defense.
What did you have to learn? Action Coach is so big about learning to get to the next step. Where did you have to personally grow, and what did you have to learn?
Yeah, the first thing that you have to do is really look in the mirror, and understand that you don't know a lot of things that you don't even know that you need to know about these things. And not to say that you need to go out and read an encyclopedia about everything in the world, but you do have to understand and be accepting to coaching and to open concepts. Even with our masterminding group, it's a lot of it is newer concepts, or not even newer concepts. It's older concepts that have transitioned through time and now are applicable to where we are today. So a lot of it has truly been a lot of the reading, truly doing that personal development, because I love it. Dr. Joe Dispenza, I listen to podcasts that involve Dr. Joe Dispenza, Lewis Howes, Ed Milet, all the great guys out there that are, and female entrepreneurs. Cody, shout out to Cody Sanchez, because we love watching all of her stuff. But a lot of it comes down to just being open and honest with yourself of where you truly are today and where you want to go and see yourself in the future. People often overlook that, and it's just such a crucial component to just sit there and take a look in the mirror, see where you're at, take 100% responsibility of your life, and create the life that you've always dreamed of.
Top piece of advice you have, or that you would give to another entrepreneur?
The top piece of advice that I would give to another entrepreneur is to let them know that there's going to be difficulties. It's not going to be easy peasy. And this is actually a conversation I just had with my younger sister, who she makes her own custom jewelry. And we had I go and I help her sell it on the weekends. And we had just a really bad time where, no one bought a single piece. And don't compare yourself to other people, because there's some people that, and it's something I told my sister too, there's people on Instagram that take videos of them eating food and they make more than I do as a lawyer. And that's okay. So yes, some people get lucky, but I'm not going to compare myself to them. So we need to be focusing on comparing ourselves to ourselves, where we came from, to be a culture of progression, not comparison.
And that's a wrap for today's epic conversation here on Epic Entrepreneurs. If you enjoyed this episode, hit that subscribe button, leave a review, share it, or hit that bell. But until next time, let's make sure you keep dreaming, take massive action, and stay epic.